Dubai Marina used to be the place to be. It was the ultimate expat hotspot, a waterfront paradise and a status symbol for those moving to Dubai. But things have changed fast. More and more residents are ditching Dubai Marina for newer, fresher, and better planned communities. So why is everyone leaving? Are we seeing the death of Dubai Marina, or is it just my biased expat perspective? Or is Dubai Marina slowly becoming irrelevant? Let's dive into some facts. But before we start, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to see more expert insights on property investing in Dubai. First of all, Dubai Marina has become overcrowded and overhyped. Once a luxury hotspot for everyone around the world, now feels packed with tourists, short-term renters, and cheap partygoers. Let's not forget about the traffic nightmares. Constant congestion on Sheikh Zayed Road, and literally going to Marina at any time of the day is just a nightmare, and it's madness to get there in the peak hours. Even within Marina itself, it's so hard to go from one place another in the peak hours. It's literally crazy. There's also lack of privacy because many of the Marina long-term residents feel kinda lacking this privacy due to so many tourists being around them, and they're simply overwhelmed by the transient population. Honestly, a few years back, I was always choosing Dubai Marina when coming to Dubai because that was the place. It was so nice because you had the beach nearby, you had all these buildings and restaurants filled with really cool places and people coming and going everywhere. It was really busy, and I'm not saying it isn't now because now it's even crazier, but the quality of people and everyone being around there was just nice, and it felt like an actual community. So I really like stopping by in Marina, working remotely from there when I was coming to Dubai as a non-resident, but now it just feels impossible for many of the other people who are trying to do the same thing, because simply you go on your balcony, you want to look at the crazy amazing views that are still there, and you just hear noises, traffic, signals, partygoers with music everywhere, and it just doesn't feel very cozy. Secondly, expats are choosing newer, cleaner, and more greener areas with more space. Dubai Hills Estate, Dubai Creek Harbour, and the Greens offer more space and greenery, cozy surroundings, and just better community planning. People choose lower density communities over the chaotic marina. Also, areas like MBR City and Al Jadaf are becoming prime communities and places to reside for long-term Dubai residents just because they are better connected and they offer a higher quality of living. Another thing, as an expat in Dubai, I've seen it myself that in Dubai, we all have a life cycle. So as a expat specifically from Europe or the Western world, usually people come straight to Dubai Marina. They live there for half a year or a year, try to experience the high Dubai lifestyle, having the beach nearby, all these people very hyped up and energetic. However, after some time, they do realize that they want to just experience more of Dubai, and that Marina is not the only place where they want to be. Also, they observe some of the disadvantages that I've just mentioned. They see that there are so many people, and maybe they just want to distance themselves. And usually, the expats would move closer to downtown as their second life cycle point, and this is literally what's been happening to me and all of my friends in my communities in Dubai. After that, you move to either Business Bay, downtown, to be in the completely other areas of Dubai and experience what's nearby, and then you realize that even those areas are really good for a short-term stay in Dubai, or if you just want to be super connected to your workplace or centrally located. But if you want more of a community feel, maybe you have your partner with you in Dubai, then you actually start craving for those community places. That's why finally in this life cycle of an expat from the West in Dubai, usually you would see people going from those, heavy busy areas or simply stone jungles, going to some greener places with cozier atmosphere. And those areas are usually communities such as MR Hills or Dubai Creek Harbor, for example. Of course, after some time, many of these expats would choose to live in a villa or try some other communities, maybe even more distant to the downtown or Marina or any of the other more centrally located areas. However, that is usually the case, and I've literally seen it on all of my friends and connections in Dubai. Basically, Marina, Business Bay downtown, and then a community space slash villa if they have a family or just simply more money. Another thing is that Dubai Marina feels outdated. While still an iconic area without any doubt, it still didn't evolve the same as many of other areas in Dubai. There's no one to blame, to be honest, because it was also one of the first areas that was so highly populated and densely populated by tourists and expats, because there was nothing else before this, so there was an experiment on its own. That's why you can see that some of the older buildings, they lack good modern layouts and amenities that the newer development sites offer. On the other side, the spaces in Dubai Marina are seen to be bigger and larger than some of the newer places, because back in the day they were building larger apartments and they were also cheap, so there was a lot of space that could be used. That's why in Marina you would see one-bedroom apartments going for 90 to 110 square meters, which in the newer developments in Business Bay or any other centrally located areas would be 40 to 50 square meters, which is like half the size. At the same time, the rental yields are quite stagnant, while other areas show way better ROI. Although I won't 100% agree with this point, because there are still newer, cooler developments happening in Marina, but just because the space is kind of running out, you won't see this happening as much as in other areas where there is just more space, and that's happening at a way quicker rate. At the same time, the rental prices are quite high as well. And I mean, the location is pretty good. It's still a very, very iconic place. You have the beach, you have the Marina Walk, which is, I think, 7 to 10 kilometers long, which is really, really nice and beautiful for many to choose, but it's just so full of tourists that I don't think it makes sense anymore to put this kind of high prices. And I'm referring mainly to long-term rentals, because people are simply flocking to other areas. But for short-term rentals and Airbnb, definitely this is a really good place to be and to invest, because a lot of tourists would prefer Dubai Marina to be closer to the beach, to not require, taking an Uber or a Careem to go to the beach while staying in downtown, for example. So that's still a good place. But besides that, there are maintenance issues because the buildings are old. There are also noise complaints and cleanliness problems. That's also because the increase in Airbnbs has led to these increased numbers of maintenance problems and a lot of complaints for the noise pollution. Buildings seemed poorly maintained, and just because so many were doing short-term let, they were just being destroyed at a way faster rate than in any other areas. Public spaces also feel kind of neglected comparing to other newer areas where there are more greenery spaces with really cool landscapes, and people are actually being paid to take care of those places. While in Marina, it seems kind of trashy. There are a lot of dodgy places and shops and restaurants everywhere. They're not really being, verified by the builder communities and so on, which in contrast to MR communities, they always verify the actual tenants. Even for the commercial units, they want to have just the best restaurants, the best businesses being present here. This case is also noticed in Dubai Mall, which basically you need to be a pretty well-known brand to enter, because if you're just starting out, they just won't offer it to you. They don't want to, offer their rent to someone who won't even be able to keep up with it. That's why this basically makes it a harder process for the businesses to enter. So you as a resident of those areas would expect the tenants of the commercial units to also be more solid, to have some historical achievements. So you would expect better service, better restaurants, and better retail stores. Finally, the beachfront appeal in that specific area has kind of diminished because the beach also on one side is public, so there are a lot of people going there, and the residents just don't feel that they are in a safe, cozy place anymore. Although Dubai is still very safe and you don't need to be afraid of anything, basically, it still doesn't feel very good when you're on the beach and there are just drunk people and tourists around you. So that's why residents would like to be in a quieter place. Finally, going back to the point that Marina is still kind of expensive, there are newer areas that offer more for less. First, Dubai Hills Estate offer a really nice community with a park, with very nice apartments. They are not as big as many in Marina, but they're still pretty good in size. You have the Dubai Hills Mall, which is probably one of my favorite malls in the whole UAE because it's just really nicely done and it's kind of cozy, it's calm. And of course, in the weekends, you see more people, but still the people are residents. So you won't see all this, tourists who are just rushing from shops to shops. And that will make it way more enjoyable for you to be there. Secondly, it's Dubai Creek Harbour where I currently live. It's a waterfront community. It's an island as well. And most of the people here are actually residents. There's only Address and Vida Creek Harbour, which are the hotels. But even in those hotels, majority of the people either choose it because of the view of the skyline. So they probably heard it before from someone in Dubai. I'm not sure if newcomers to Dubai would ever choose Dubai Creek Harbour to stay in for a short term because they simply don't know about it so much yet. And it's also more residential. And if they want to take Ubers or Kareems to go downtown, Marina, and so on, it's just going to be super expensive. That's why they kind of miss this area and go to some more centrally located ones. At the same time, for us residents living here, it's actually still very convenient and very centrally located because it's well connected to most major areas and it takes 15 minutes to downtown and around 20 to 30 minutes to Dubai Hills. Well, Marina is pretty far and it's very big congestion there, so I try to avoid this. Nevertheless, it feels like it has more privacy and it gives future value growth. So to sum up, Dubai Marina will always have its charm, but for many, especially long-term expats, residents, it's no longer the choice. The market is shifting, the newer areas are offering better value, better living, and better investment potential. If you're considering a move or a potential investment, make sure you're looking at the real trends, not just the past reputation and historical sales. Also, if you want to find out more, I do offer one-to-one private consulting sessions and I also source properties for my clients. So please do reach out to me and let's find the best offer on the market for you. And if you like this video and found it helpful, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.